everyone, welcome back to Studioloo. It's Cindy and we are here today with Tuesday 10. So if you are new here, Tuesday 10 is when I take 10 things out of my stash of like kept papers and odds and ends, and we just keep on making until we use it all up. So what do I have today? I have this little snip of these two folks here that came out of an old book. Some packaging these were some cake stencils, but I'm going to use them for art. So Michael's this week had them on clearance for $3, so I got some of those. Then I have a collage board that I made a bit ago. I don't know where this came from. It was just in my stash. It's like a printout of tickets from somewhere. Then this is from a book. It is 1925 Eastman Kodak Company Take a Kodak With You poster detail. Some ads on the back, but I think I like that side better. This is from a little garden journal type book, I think. It's just a little bird feeder. And then this is a beautiful image of Princess Margaret as a young woman. This is from a children's book called Mixed Beasts, and it is from 2005. And it's this lovely like study kind of scene of a rabbit reading the Mixed Beasts book, which is an awesome children's book. Then this is some ugly scrapbook paper that I watercolored on the back of. To just kind of use it up, and I needed like a paint off sheet for some watercoloring. And this is a gigantic piece of acetate that I just got in a pack of canvases that my daughter got. So we are going to try to use it up because it's taken up some room, and I could not throw this in the recycling. I'm like, come on. So I think I'm going to just kind of start by getting this thing under control. And my plan for it basically is to cut it down into usable pieces, which I can hopefully do relatively easily by using my chopper, which is always hanging around here. So I'm going to try to cut like 2 at once, I think. Like so. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And then this one. And this one I'm going to go this way, I think. I tend to like wider kind of pieces. So we'll go 1. Give me 4 little acetates, and then we'll come back to this one and just trim it down a bit. And then this one, okay, so we can make some trapped or shakery type things with those pieces of acetate. Okay. Going to kind of clean my desk off a little. How to begin? Well, we have this piece of nice packaging. I think I want to use that as the backing. And then I've got that really lovely, well, we've got Princess Margaret here too. And I sort of think she would look really nice with that color. If we colored in like a nice light pink, the flowers, that would be really pretty. So how do I want to do that? I've got these. All right. So I'm just going to color in these like peony type flowers with this. This is an Optimus medium tip. I don't know. It's just a marker. It's a nice little marker that I got as part of a set of 4 colors of pastel colored markers. So we're just going to color this in. So I hope you're all doing well. I had a home day as I have a little one nursing an earache and hoping to get into a walk-in clinic because our doctor's office is closed tomorrow, so it's a little challenging sometimes to get into the doctor between work schedule and school and all that. But I don't like to mess around with earaches because they hurt, and if they're from inflammation, you know, if you get too much inflammation in the ear, it can be a problem. Okay. This might take a little longer than I anticipated here. That's okay. We'll just finish it. Tuesday 10 is my long form video of the week. I mean, most of my videos are long form, but it's my longer kind of video. I also wanted to say thank you to everyone who left me a note about liking my short story scraps video last week. I'm glad that you liked it because I would like to do more of those. I quite enjoy sharing bits of inspired reading and doing little bits of storytelling, and I thought that might be fun. I'm filming from my iPad today rather than my GoPro because my GoPro has gone on the fritz, and I have opened a ticket with GoPro, but I think I am done with GoPro cameras at this point. I find it very frustrating dealing with the kinds of issues that they have. So today I went to turn on my camera and it would not turn on. It has a red light on it, but the screen does not turn on. It doesn't beep. It doesn't light up or anything. And I did all of the simplistic troubleshooting that you can do, really. And that did nothing. Also, I find it so aggravating when people on the internet decide to make a video about how to solve this problem, and then the video is just the most simplistic nonsense ever. So I watched a video about how to try to fix the issue that I'm having, and it was literally is the battery charged? Take out the battery and put it back in. Is there any debris inside of the battery panel? Of course not. It's literally a GoPro. These things are waterproof when they're closed. Give me a break. So then it was take out the SD card, put the SD card back in, the classic unplug replug, right? I was just why? This clickbait. I was very annoyed with that. So yeah. I even tried to update the firmware from the GoPro website, and it is still not working. I do not have high hopes for it, but you know. Okay. Now we will glue this, and I thought I would like to use this as the background, but I think I really want to use it as a nice background for this beautiful image. Initially, I was considering stitching on this paper, but I think I'll just use it this way. I quite like it. Frame it like that, I think. It would be nice if I could find some kind of a cool verse to put down at the bottom here. Where is my art glitter glue? Right here. Yeah, I just want to add some around the edges here, because we are gluing down on this packaging cardstock, and I don't want that to do anything funny. It seems to be sticking pretty well. I think I missed gluing this couple corners. Otherwise, I think it's fine. Yeah. Okay, so put this back, and then maybe I will move my phone out of the way here, and just check if I have any. These aren't poetry books, are they? No, they're not. I just moved that little, I had a little poetry book here and I just moved it, but I should have some things in here. So let's take a look. Not that. That's a poem about geese. I might use this gardening kind of quote from Gertrude Jekyll, but I'm going to remove Gertrude Jekyll's name from the quote just because I don't want people to think that that is Gertrude Jekyll if they were to look at that piece and think, yeah. A garden is a grand teacher. It teaches patience, careful watchfulness. It teaches industry and thrift. Then I think I want to back this with packaging paper. And I might need to take a little stitch break so I can just stitch this on because it might not want to just stick with glue stick. Hard to say. Yeah, I will stitch it. Alrighty, so that is stitched around and I just inked it up and I think it's good to go. So set that one aside. Let's see. These lovelies. What do we want to do with them? I have an idea. I need some tracing paper, I think. Do I have any hanging around here? Does not appear so. I sometimes have like a little scrap of like all sorts of different things that I often need, but not today. You know what I can use is acetate. The acetate that I just threw away, we can use for what I want to do here. So this measures to there. I don't know if it's making a mark at all on the acetate. Let's see. Nah, it's too light. I need something a little darker. Maybe this blue. This will work kind of like an overhead, and that it'll probably come right off because it's like erasable. All right, so the reason I wanted that, so I can put this over her face, because I want to take her and put her in that frame. Good. I'll set him aside, because I might put him in a different frame. I just have to decide how I want to. Do I want to use that rabbit as part of this? Like, would I do like a tag of that? That might be kind of cute. Or I could totally make a totally different aesthetic type piece by using this, and that could be like a pocket or something. That would be pretty cool. I think I'm going to do that. I don't feel particularly drawn to the rabbit anyways, but I might make a little tag with this, and the rest of that would be fine for like collage, or I could punch out some labels or something, but I'm not particularly drawn to it, so I think I will let it go. Actually, I'm going to keep the rabbit. Yeah, why would I not use that? What am I thinking? I could also cut his head out and put it on something else's body, and that would be kind of funny. Okay, let's move on here to what we're doing. So I want to decide, do we want to put him, is he too big probably for this little frame here? Yeah, it would be too little. Yeah, he's too big. We're going to let him go. He can go. Then I think I want to try to keep, I definitely want to keep the pink flamingo, because that's just awesome. So I'm going to get rid of the bookshelf, but I'm not going to actually get rid of the bookshelf. I'm going to use it for something else. So that leaves us with this that I'm going to turn into something backed, so like I could use it as a pocket or a journal card. I just think it's a lot of fun. Also, for those of you who, like me, were fans of Pee-wee's Playhouse and Pee-wee Herman, Miss Yvonne passed away today at the age of 78, so I was sad to hear that. I loved her. She was such a fun woman. She also was in other things, like I know she was in Laverne and Shirley. She was in like a few older shows. Yeah, she was very fun though. That's too little. Don't. Okay. Okay, that's good. that aside, probably stitch around it later. Now, let's think here. So this, I was thinking I would pair maybe with acetate, and we could make a nice long shaky kind of thing like this. So yeah, that would be very, very fun. So let's tear out what we want to use of her. Try to get that horse, or nah, maybe we'll just go with this, with these bathing ladies. Okay, see if this is long enough. It is. Kids are stomping around upstairs. I think that my son's playing Just Dance or something. So sorry about that if you hear stomping. I do live in an elephant parade most of the time. Son's been getting very into music. His teacher sends home a lot of notes in his communication book about him getting really excited and enjoying music class a lot, so that's nice. It's always fun when you see kids start to kind of discover their things that they really enjoy. I already have a piece of acetate here. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and maybe stitch that. I was also thinking I might put one of these tickets in there. Cut one of them out. I don't know where these came from. I suspect they were part of, because I didn't print this, I could tell. I think it came in like a thrift haul, and it was just a page. And that'd be kind of cool, and it would add another like element of our own, like a change to the original piece. Let's pop that on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is stitch the 3 sides of this, so like the bottom and the 2 sides, so that we get like a pouch that I can stuff some things into, and I'll be right back. All right, so 3 sides have been stitched around, and I found this fun thistle, this dried thistle that I have, and I want to try to put that in here carefully here. Just use my tweezer to go down here and just push it in a little further than what my hands could reach. So it's going to sort of sit right behind her like that, and then I will stitch the top. Okay, so now I can go ahead and snip around here, get rid of the excess. That looks really cool with that trap thistle. Very fun. Okay. Next we have, let's go with this little bird scene here. And what I might do with it, I think, is we're gonna back it first. I'm going to leave a little space around it here. Actually, I didn't really need to do that, but that's okay. I'm going to cut it out. kind of freeform because like it kind of comes out of the frame a bit, like the hummingbird and some of the flowers. This will be the little border. And then decide if maybe some of these tickets would be kind of fun, like collaged on it. Kind of put one there, and we could ink them up. I'm going to try an experiment here. Sort of like that. And then maybe over here we'll do the same kind of thing. Yeah, that would be cute. That's fun. All right, let's we'll ink everything here too. So I have a busy week happening this week. I don't know what my YouTube situation is going to look like right now because I have a lot of stuff to do. Mostly work-related stuff, but also some other stuff. I've been trying to just like knock out a big to-do list. And yeah, it's getting there, but still quite long. Okay. And I think on the back here, we will just back it all together. Just on some paper would be good. We don't need to go thick because I've already got a folder on the back of the card. I just want to make it all uniform because we don't really know yet what we're going to use it for. I suspect it would be a really great pocket. So there we are. Put a little more glue in here to just adhere this to the ticket. Doing this onto an old scrap. It's been hanging around in my stash for ages. Clean this up just a little bit here. I need to clean that up too. It's too big. There we go. Let's get rid of all this. Sorry, I just took a little break for dinner, but I did get this. I just stitched around the tickets, and so like now it's just a nice kind of, you know, piece that all goes together. Okay, so now we're down to the bigger things, the watercolor paper and the collage board. So I think I will cut the collage board down. Actually, I'll cut it all down, because that'll give us sort of like base sizes to go with here, to make some stuff. And you know what I should try to make, because I never do, are skinnier tags. So let's try to do that here. I make a lot of Chunko tags. There. Okay. Cut that in half. And then this one as well. This would even make nice backing for those, you know, that might be nice. Let's do that. Be a nice way to use that. Not everything has to be a background all the time. It's still beautiful because, you know, you still see it, you're writing on the back. So now we can kind of go through these and use some of these little tickets here as collage fodder. Because why not? This one would be good on here, I think. Okay. I spent the morning watching different like videos on British woodland. I've been thinking lately about wanting to move to England or to somewhere either in the UK or I don't know. I'm thinking about it. It's very tempting, although I know as much as I love looking at, you know, the beautiful woodlands and everything, that I might end up missing the sun. I might end up missing the seasons like that I have here, but it is something I am kind of thinking about. I think what I want to do with this is actually quite simple. I've got these little cutouts here of these books. And I sort of think it might be nice to just make like a tag that has a little tuck of these books. And I will I will back it and then I will cut it into the tag I want it to be. So this would be, I mean, I guess I kind of covered up the whole ticket, but that's okay. That. Then I've got these little, well, maybe I will cut it into a tag because I need to be able to see what I'm going to do here. So that and that. Because I want to put one of these little labels on there too. Okay. Sorry, I just had to sort out the glue here. Right, like that would be fun. Yep. Okay. So I'll set that aside. We'll back these at the end. We'll make them and then we'll back them. Let's get another ticket here. Maybe this blue and red one. Where are my scissors that have the pinking shear end? There, that's an easier way to handle that situation. I might put that there. Okay. I need to uncluster myself a little bit here. I'm a little clustered up. I'm a little crammed. Why do I have 3 pairs of scissors here? Okay. And hydration break. Okay. Oh, there's a nice bird. Doesn't really go. You know what might go though is this little theatrical girl here holding on to this little theater. It's gonna ink it up. Okay. Yeah, let's put that on there. Like so. Just clip off these extra edges. Okay. And then maybe we could find something tiny. Not the pumpkin, but something small like that in here, I wonder. Oh, here's a little tiny bird. Could the bird go in the little theater? She's so little big. Kind of want some tiny little thing that I have in here. I don't know if I got much in the way of tiny. I probably do, but it's like tiny and relevant. Tiny little heart. A little heart. I almost want like a tiny little doll or something to go in that theater. There's an acorn, a leaf. Lots of labels and such, but nothing like what I'm looking for. There's a tiny little flower fairy there. When I get my heart set on something, let me tell you. Okay, so it's sort of like a half a flower fairy. So we would need to put like the apple with her, I think, to make it cool. No, I don't think it's gonna work. Sadly, not gonna work. Something a little more normal. Maybe just a little, you know, I don't want to use these because they have an edge on them, which is so annoying. I wish I had a way to laser cut everything, but I don't. Many things, but not the right thing. This is how we add time in videos like this. Just me flustering about with whatever nonsense I'm trying to solve for here. Oh gosh, I don't know. Let's move on. I'm just being weird. If I find something cool, if I don't, also cool. I like how this looks with or without a tiny little thing to sit inside her little lap theater. It's really not that urgent of a cause. Though I will put this little coupon at the bottom there for some more fun collaging. I need to like get going. I've got way more to go here. Well, not way more, but I've got those boards, and then we have to back these. Okay, so that one and that one. Voila, voila. Now this one. Good. Oops, what's the ding dong sound I'm getting? Okay. Not a snake. We don't need a snake. This one is nice. What kind of focal point do I want? No. Whoops. I really need to use things out of this bin. It's just too full because there's like a lot in here. A ton. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. That would be nice. Yeah, let's do that. There's not a reason why I should not use this beautiful bit. Oopsies. And this one, I think I will leave it as the shape that it is. I'm not going to cut it into a tag specifically. That's that. Then maybe we could put fairies on here. And we could ink them, ink the sticker a little bit. Just going to separate this bit of, yeah, should be pretty on there. We'll add her, and then maybe some of the other little bits from these fairy stickers. It's funny, I made so many fairy journals, but I still have so much fairy stuff. Although, I'm not upset. I like fairies, but I like adding them into nature journals and things. I know some folks don't really like fairies, but I do. I think if you don't like fairies, you should try to, because we need a little more magical thought. Okay, put this little bit of apples down here. Then we need ink, just to kind of make this whole thing more cohesive, rustic. That's good. I might pop a number 2 here, just for, I think it looks nice. The colors like go well together. The red and the brown picks up the golden brown on that embossed paper. Okay. And that one I will make into a tag. I so love using collage boards. I love that they're like this integrally good, easy process to like using up scraps. That might be cute on there, actually. Like a tag on a tag with bees. But I also have like that. That would be very nice. We would just use like a portion of it. I think I'll do that. Yeah. I think I will just cut it like here. And then we can use that bit on another one. I absolutely love when I find, when I'm thrifting, wallpaper stickers like this, because like they're laser cut and they're really nice usually, and they're really good quality paper most of the time, because they're meant to last. You know, that's the point. And obviously they glue down very nicely. That I think I might just keep as a journal card. I don't know, or should it become a tag? I kind of like it as a journal card, so we'll keep it as a journal card. This one, I think I'll use that on there, and then I will use one of those little labels on there. That will be very cute. I think we'll just ink the edge of this a little. Okay. was reading, I just got it sent to me tonight. There's a petition that's being started to the government of Canada to keep Elon Musk from being allowed to enter Canada because we believe that he has committed crimes against Canada. And so I'm hoping that passes. That would be wonderful. I would absolutely love to see him not be allowed to come into my country. So yeah, I plan to sign it this evening. That will be very, very satisfying. Especially considering these people. I was reading this week in, the latest edition of Horrors on the American Home Front that I read on most days, that basically they are forcing trans people who, many of which have had surgical and, prescription drugs that help them to inhibit hormones to live in the gender that they live their lives. And he's forcing them to, if they want to renew their passport, they have to do it in their birth sex. They're not allowed to continue their life as they've lived it for God knows how long, just because this is what these people say. It's pretty sickening to me. I was quite disgusted because, the thing is, it's going to make it so that people, like, regardless of how you feel about the life, the way that people live their lives, right, as trans people, regardless of how you feel about that, do you think that people, like, have they done so wrong by you or by anyone really in making that choice for their life that they should be treated this way? That when they go to the airport, they look and they visually look and actually are, say, a woman. They have the genitalia of a woman. They have the face and the body and the mannerisms and the voice and the clothing of a woman. But because when they were born, they had different genitalia, now they have to have a passport that says male. So when they get to the airport, I personally hate going through customs. I'm a high anxiety person when I fly. I feel like it's always very frustrating and stressful to me that a single person who has maybe a college education, maybe not, could be having a bad day and then could just decide that they want to ruin my life while I'm at the airport by pulling me into a back room. Like, that is the kind of thing that trans people will face, because, the whole point, right, when you're going through security is that you have a passport and it looks like you and it has your name and your information. So, as that agent is checking someone through who is trans, that is the moment when that person's personal beliefs get to impact the legal rights of somebody else. Because even though if they're deciding that they, they're not deciding, they're being forced to follow this U.S. government rule, they're doing what they were asked to do, even though I'm sure it was very horrible for them. They're still going to get into trouble because as they try to pass through, they don't look how they're expected to look. And I guess I would appeal to you, especially if you are somebody against, the lives of trans people for some reason. How would that make you feel if that was you or your loved one? And again, it's about, have they done something so bad to deserve that? I really hope the answer for everyone is no, and that, the last of the love in this world isn't gone simply because people want to have this, I'm right, I'm religiously right, I'm whatever the motivation is, right? If you believe it's immoral, if you believe whatever, does it still make it okay that these people are meant to suffer such hard to live lives? I don't personally think so. So yes, I hope Elon Musk does get blocked out of Canada, because we have no use for him here. I don't think anyone has any use for him. He should just go back to South Africa from whence he came, and they should put him on trial for, you know, the crimes that he's committed there, I'm sure. I was doing so well not talking about politics, and here we are. Don't expect me to change, friends. I am who I am. I kind of like him there. It's hard to use birds of prey. I find in journals a lot of times it's hard to kind of put birds of prey on things. I don't know why. They're beautiful birds. But yeah, I always go for the little tweeters, the little songbirds. I have a very good friend who is trans. She's a brilliant author, actor, musician, filmmaker, all the things, all the creative things. She's an absolutely brilliant person, and one of the most kind, lovable, ethical, loving, charity-giving, community-building, art space building people. And every time something happens where the very existence of trans people is threatened, like it is right now, I take it really seriously, because not only, I mean, I would even if I didn't have trans friends, but I do, and that makes it more personal for me. But I mean, I also know what it is to feel kind of like you were born in the wrong body. So myself as a kid, everyone used to call me, what, you know, the old term was a tomboy, because I mostly, you know, I guess gender roles put me in this whole dichotomy of like, she plays and acts like a boy and dresses like a boy for a long time. You know, I didn't end up feeling that my gender was wrong, obviously, because I stayed a female, I stayed a woman. But, you know, I know what it is to feel like you're being judged, or you're being forced into some role that you're not comfortable with someone else labeling you as. And it doesn't feel nice at all. So I just think, like I've said to my daughter when I was teaching her about trans people, because we, from a very early age, we took her to drag queen story time in Toronto with Faye and Fluffy, these wonderful, wonderful guys who, they do, they're both teachers, and they do drag story hour for kids. They also have a TV show, and they're lovely guys. And the whole reason that they do it, right, is because they just want to teach kids and people in general that like we can accept everyone. And so when you're at these shows, what you end up seeing is people from everywhere, people from all different walks of life that, you know, they're there for one reason, and it's to truly be and to truly embrace diversity and wanting everyone to feel welcome. And I can tell you, I've had some of the most beautiful experiences at this show, at these shows, like children who are neurodiverse, children also who previously had abuse backgrounds and are part of foster families, be built into such incredible young people that they become child authors of the most wonderful children's literature. You know, they have experiences where they get to read their own book in front of all the kids. You know, like every kid who is in the classes of these two guys, I can tell, are so bloody enriched by them to be good people. And, you know, I really hate that people are forced to believe through misinformation that what the trans community, what their agenda is to somehow damage or hurt kids. I can tell you from personal experience, and so can anybody you know, if you cared and you wanted to take an opportunity to speak to someone who participates in those kind of landscapes, I can tell you what it's all about, what the intention is, why kids. A lot of people say, why, you got to make your stuff about kids. And the reason for that, a lot of the time, what I can tell you is because when you're a kid, that's the most important time for you to have an opportunity to be able to truly not have any hate in your heart. You haven't been taught hate yet, hopefully, or bias, and you can be quiet for long enough to listen to other people without forming your own assumptions. You walk into a situation with a much more open mind, not sort of rehearsing in your brain what your answer is going to be, like many people do. So that's why kids, it's like somebody who looks and dresses different, often represented by a drag queen, will just read children's stories to kids. And usually they're stories that talk about diversity, acceptance, the importance of things like being a good friend, protecting your friends, speaking up for yourself, generally speaking, communicating. A lot of the kinds of books that are read are things about tell somebody, if someone is hurting you, tell somebody, here's how to do that. It's literally the complete opposite of what the fear mongers would say. It's very much that. And I think sometimes in life, when you've had to live through a struggle of some kind, like not being respected for who you are, be it your gender, be it your sexuality, be it how you look, if you have a facial difference, or you're overweight, or you're, something, you have eczema, whatever it is. People who have endured, the kind of bullying and hatred and conflicts that come out of that kind of thing are often also some of the best people to lend their experience in engaging people to understand just how harmful it is. Because when they do that, it's life-changing. If you can see somebody in an environment where you've had a fun time, like on a stage or in a library, reading to your kids or whatever, and maybe it's something you know nothing about, but you walk away from there having had a room full of people be kind to you, you will hopefully walk away realizing that these people are exactly like us, and that also they possess a bit of insight that you as a parent, without any experience in this particular culture of people, you walk away with knowledge and I think a little more care for other people. Because I grew up in a really small town. I've mentioned this before. I grew up in a retirement neighborhood. And I don't know, I am so glad I've had the opportunity to learn from people who all have different experiences. It would be kind of a boring life if I just went off of what I've known from my own, life experience, because it was quite limited for a very long time. And I think that's true with most people who display hatred, because there's usually a reason. It's usually that, you grew up in a religious background, usually in one of the religions or the sects of religion that do not preach equality and love, or, unconditional love. Many of the religions require you to follow all their rules in order to get to this magical place, right? And that's the way religion teaches people to not think for themselves. I'm not saying all religions are like that, but I am saying that many are. And sometimes it's not even religion, it's just culture. It's where you grew up. I mean, I grew up hearing an awful lot of slur words, unfortunately, around me. I grew up in a farming community, probably quite a conservative community. So yeah, I heard it all when I was a kid. And, unlike some kids, I heard it and I was uncomfortable. But like, that doesn't make me a better person in any way. It just means that for whatever reason, it resonated differently. And I don't even know why that is, to be honest. It's not like I'm saying that to be sanctimonious, like, oh, unlike you, I'm, you know, much higher minded and I was able to see the trouble of my ways. Like, no, it's not that, because I can actually count like many, many times where I've said very stupid things, not realizing how dumb they sounded. And like, that's what like life is all about, you know, like if you're not making mistakes and recognizing them and moving along, you're like literally not moving, right? You're just stagnant in a place where you've learned nothing. And to me, that would be really upsetting, because like if you're not learning more things about how to be better, like I say to my daughter, like if you didn't make mistakes, you wouldn't learn anything. And imagine how boring it would be if you're just always right. Like, oh, everything you do, you're right. Pretty boring. You wouldn't have anything to connect with other people on either. So yeah. Cut these apart now. And I think what I'll do, I'll probably take a little break to stitch them. Just going to stitch around them while they're connected to this paper. And then after I've stitched, I'll like, you know, neatly cut them out. I will finish backing the others. I've got this and these two. So these all need backings. So I'll back those during our little break as well. And I'll come back with everything stitched and backed. And then we'll look at everything we made today. All right, everything has been stitched. So these turned out really fun. This one I backed with just some fun landscape painting. This one backed with normal paper. Same with that one, with a little tuck spot there. This one has the watercolor on the back. Same with this one. And this one. I love that one. I think that's really pretty with the blues and yellows. And also the bird. This one is card. So that's that little like picture I put into that frame. And then our trapped thistle here with this lovely lady. And then our lovely lady here with the painted flowers. And then the extra bits, the bunny journal card. I made a little tuck spot of the library bookshelf. And then this little tag with the globe. And then that clustery garden pocket. So yeah, we did a nice little pile tonight. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you being here, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.